presenter of the day is David Dupe. He's the co-founder of Good City Brewing. Come on up. Did I mess up your last name?
Dupe.
Dupe, all right.
Messes it up.
Okay, David Dupe. 4 minutes, there's your timer. You can use any one of these mics.
Great, thanks. Hello, everyone. I'm Dave Dupe, one of the co-founders of Good City Brewing. Good City is a 17-barrel production brewery, an urban tap room located on Milwaukee's east side. This Saturday, we'll be celebrating our 1-year anniversary. Good City was started with my two co-founders, Dan and Andy. The three of us share two passions, City of Milwaukee and craft beer. Milwaukee has an unparalleled beer history with legacy brewers as well as pioneering craft brewers who paved the way 25 years ago. Despite this strong beer brand, though, it's lagged behind in startups. A significant inspiration for the three of us was visiting similar-sized markets and experiencing their vibrant beer scene. In fact, the three of us actually connected in Portland, Oregon, of all places, back in 2015 when we were attending CBC. We were hanging out at Commons Brewery and talking about how we'd love to export that taproom experience back to Milwaukee. We came back from that trip not only inspired, but determined. The time for talking and griping was over. It was time to actually start taking a risk on the thing that mattered to us. And so Good City was born. Our logo and motto, Seek the Good, represent a call to action on behalf of the city where the three of us chose to put down roots. To seek the good is to live life as if you've been given a key to your city. For us, this means building a brewery that contributes to Milwaukee's beer heritage, as well as its overall resurgence as a city. Our business model revolves around our tap room. We're located on the dense east side where Dan and I live, and we intentionally exchange square footage for foot traffic. To date, we've had probably over 50,000 people already visit our tap room. Brewing is led by Andy, a UC Davis grad, Goose Island alum, and former plant manager at Lakefront Brewery. Our approach is to keep things simple, with a focus on clean and drinkable. The three of us are hopheads, but we pride ourselves on having 10 beers on tap in the tap room, including 3 lagers. To date, we've also launched 3 barrel-aged beers and are targeting 5 releases a year. A key differentiator, though, for our tap room is our scratch kitchen. From our standard menu to special 4-course beer dinners that we host in the tap room, customers are able to explore beer's versatility to pair with food. Our taproom, though, is a means towards becoming a production brewery. Right now, we're on draft at about 200 accounts throughout Milwaukee, as well as some accounts in Madison. Our flagship motto is a Mosaic hop sessionable pale ale that appeals to both the traditional non-IPA drinker and hopheads alike. Motto can be found in cans throughout Milwaukee, as well as Miller Park. We're launching our 3rd barrel-aged beer this Saturday, our porter, and targeting 5 releases a year. The most recent can that we launched was our Reward Double IPA. Reward took on 90 of the top breweries from across the country and was crowned winner of this year's National Imperial IPA Championship. For a brewery that was 9 months old, we are incredibly proud of that honor. From a packaging standpoint, from our crowlers to bottles to cans, we approach packaging the same way that we brew, with a focus on clean and simple. We engage customers through Seek the Good. We invite the general public to participate in Milwaukee's overall resurgence. We do this through Seek the Good Saturday service projects, a Seek the Good podcast, as well as pop-up urban beer gardens in vacant city lots. We also view our tap room as a forum for civic engagement, and we've hosted the mayor of Milwaukee, as well as Milwaukee native and Oscar-winning screenwriter John Ridley. We believe that our brand is big enough to translate in other Midwest markets as we expand and grow. Speaking of growth, we're trying to keep up with demand. Currently, we're expanding to add 4,000 square feet. That will include a rooftop patio, a private event space, and doubling of our production capacity to 5,000 barrels a year. We're also going to roll out 2 more brands and cans. We're just trying to keep up, and we know that we could learn a lot from CBA as far as how to pursue smart growth as we seek the good. Cheers.
Great job. The mic. David talked quite a bit about seeking the good, or seek the good. You can join me a little bit over here. Carmen, what's your take?
I have this instinct to like mash up you and Black Star Line and put them together because I feel like you have this really amazing business sense and vision for bringing beer to people, and Black Star Line has this really amazing like social purpose, and that together is a really great story. I want to know, and later, I want to know more about Good City and the reason behind the name. The brand itself is super sleek. I thought the beer was good, but I'm going to let Tom talk about that. But I think that you're doing some really cool things within the community, and maybe that could be more front and center, or like lead a little bit more the vision.
Yeah, we'll let Tom talk about the beer now. Go ahead. What do you think?
You know what? I think the beer is very much representative of the brand. It's very on point. It's well done, but it lacks a little bit of a memorable moment for me. It's not an overwhelming experience, and I wonder if there isn't a way to maybe play in that realm a little bit and kind of amp up the flavors. But the packaging is tight. The beer was good. I just wonder if it's maybe too clean and maybe too approachable in some ways, and if there isn't more of a narrative that can be kind of drawn out. I think you start the onset of a really good story. I wish it had more substance to it.
Yeah.
Feels like something's missing.
Darren, go ahead.
I would say, listen, if you can start through a tap room and bring in people through great food, I feel like not enough people do that. Of course, you have to be well capitalized to do that or take on a lot of debt. But I feel like even people that start tap rooms don't have the great food. If that was not clip art, I would like that steak and fries.
It's not clip.
Good. So I like that, and just seeing as a sports reporter, just seeing the business of food coming into stadiums and how seriously they're taking food to get people in, and then doing the business of selling the game. I think that's great. I just had a question as to, how much debt you're taking on and how you're capitalized to then get to the point of keep building and building and building, and whether you're taking some money back in or just growing.
Yeah, so we've been able to finance, we've purchased 5 more fermenters since we opened. That was pretty much all out of cash flow. We did get additional debt loan to finance the expansion, but our tap room has been able to really help put us in the position where we can think about expanding.
Okay. Johnny, what's your take on Good City?
I love the packaging. I think it's great looking packaging, and single word beer names have a great appeal that people remember them. They're easy to. So I like that you've done that. The beer's very good. It's got a great malt backbone that comes through. Nice tropical flavors. And
Why is Milwaukee so small? You talk about the pride of Milwaukee, and I see where it fits, and I see that the key overtakes that. But I would just ask you, since there's a pride of Milwaukee, I agree with you that Milwaukee has the reputation, has not had the startups. That's very clear. I kind of want to then look at the bottle and not have to go, did that say MILW? So.
Yeah. Adam, David laid out a growth and development strategy for Good City. What do you think about it?
So I see on here you have Beechwood. Are you with them statewide?
Correct, yeah. So we were self-distributing the first 11 months, and then signed with Beechwood in May to distribute in Milwaukee and Madison.
For the whole state?
For the whole state,
assigned them?
correct.
Yeah, and they're a spotted cow distributor too, right? So you're competing against it fairly.
In certain
New
markets,
Glarus,
correct.
yeah, they have New Glarus in Milwaukee, right? I
Correct.
think. Yeah, so you're in a pretty big craft book. So I mean, as much like Darren's saying, I love the food aspect out of it, but if you're going to go and push distribution hard too, you're going to have to think about what that game plan looks like, and really, as much as digging in on the food and your tap room, you're going to have to dig in super hard and make some serious investments to float to the top of a portfolio that's pretty awesome. With some, we had Dogfish over there, I had Rogue over there at Beechwood. I mean, they've got a bitchin' portfolio, so being able to get up in that portfolio is going to be critical. And I'm with Darren. I love Milwaukee. It's a fun town. It's a party town. It's a beer town. It's old school. And playing up that, if you ever leave the state of Wisconsin, is going to be critical. I think there's a lot of legs there, and you can sell that around the country. Everybody at some point has been through Milwaukee and had a killer time that they can remember. So I think that's, going to be big for you guys too, if you go above and beyond that. But I think celebrating that city is critical too, and being able to elevate through that portfolio. So I think, again, back to the investment part, put aside some cash if you're going to grow this as a big part of distribution. You got to invest in that part of it too.
Yeah. All right, David, well done. Thank you so much.
Enjoy.